Hola familia estelar. This is the silence before the storm. You did not land here by chance. You entered into a sacred whirlwind collision. The message I keep getting is about Neptune's retrograde back into Pisces. And it's really interesting, right? Because it's literally a hanged man moment. So the hanged man is Odin, Hermes, Thoth suspending herself in this deck upside down on the tree of knowledge, looking at the ruins of her life and seeing things from the lens of the soul. So she's becoming enlightened. Now, the 12 is right before the 13, and the 13 is about death. It literally is about death being a glimpse into new dimensions where new stories get to play out, and it feels like you're being reborn. There is a death of an old way of navigating the world, old way of seeing yourself, old way of feeling about your existence on Earth, and you're ascending into a high octave, and that's attuning you with resonant timelines, right? From this new anchoring of information, anchoring of these higher levels of awareness, and you're applying that into the way that you're navigating this experience. So with Neptune's retrograde, it literally is, again, the hanged man energy, and I had 12-12 right before this reading too, which is about duality, right, and the dual forces within you. So, acting even in the presence of fear, the analogy is an ocean tide that's retreating into its own depths to remember where the current began. So it's remembering where it is that you've come from and what has lain dormant within where it is that you are now, up until this moment, is the fact that your infinite potential, as you reconnect with your origin point, right? As you reconnect with the fact that you are infinite potential experiencing itself through your subjective lens, and you're coming back into that awareness. I'm also seeing your awareness become a tool that is clearing any debris or blockages or thought forms that have been reinforced ancestrally, that have reinforced themselves and crystallized into your field, being dispersed and dismantled during this time to restore the flow of life force, okay, moving through you. So it's like where the sea draws back before a new wave forms. So there's almost like a recession where you're turning inwards, right? Your gaze is turning inwards, and there's a deep inhalation before the next surge of creation. So there's something that I'm hearing registering or re-registering, and it feels like it's happening within the depths of your own psyche, like this reunification with you being a non-physical being, having a physical experience. And as you come back in, I'm hearing as that seeps back into awareness, there are new things that are going to become evident to you. And it's not that they are new, it's that they've always been existing within your field, but you're now rediscovering, okay, what has lain awaiting for your arrival. That's what it feels like. So we're going to go ahead and take a look at what this is. I'm going to open up with some Starseed messages. Why not? When Neptune does station direct again in Aries, it's that new wave that comes to the surface, and that tide comes rushing in, but from this new formed clarity that you're going to be gaining from this introspective phase that you're going through. It's where the dreamer steps outside of the water, but they can finally see things with this newborn light, right? With this information that they've returned back to, this innate origin point that they've returned back to. And that's where the hanged man steps into the essence of the Fool. You know, the Fool is like the 0 card. It is this level of not being naive, but it's about divine faith that you're going to have to really surrender, and the courage to embody what was previously just envisioned and turn that vision into reality. So there's something that you're reconnecting to, and it feels like a dream of some kind. It feels like an intention as well of the soul. Yeah, Imrana, where are you being called to journey to? There's somewhere that you're being called to journey to, or something that you're being called to do. The illusions dissolved in Pisces become just pure imagination in motion, and the dream takes its first breath, right? It's where that fire meets the mist, and what appeared to be just smoky mirrors in regards to, right, how do I actually anchor this abstract concept into tangible form? What's the first action that I take? Your spirit is going to be reborn through that action in some way, reborn in the way that it navigates its existence, because there is this remembrance of what is awaiting for you to discover it, of what is awaiting for you to experience it, right? That's readily available to experience. Fall into my arms, extremes of life. This is huge because this is action, right? This is like Neptune in Aries, and then this is Neptune in Pisces. Fall into my arms, surrender. This is about, what does it say? Holding the opposites, extremes of life. And what was 12/12? It's about the light and the shadow and the opposites. So it's the moment that the tide returns, but it's carrying a new life ashore. That's what it feels like. It's a vision. It does remind me a bit of the Empress, where she has this birth of a concept, an idea, an enterprise that's brewing within her behind the scenes that no one else can really tangibly hold right now. No one else can tangibly see or experience, but you're receiving a glimpse or foresight into what is to come. So the soul that once floated now begins to walk on water, but it's not because it denies the sea. It simply remembers that it's made of it, right? It's like you are the whole ocean within a drop within the ocean. You are a fractal of infinite potential, and you're returning back to that knowing. Yeah, so let's go ahead and see what it is. There's something that you're rediscovering here. There's something that you're having to dissolve and reflect and surrender to. Oh, I have low battery. Hold on a second. And then the stationing in direct is going to be about an emergence of something, right? Clarity in regards to the first action to take. That's going to be reigniting, and you're going to be beginning with something, some type of new beginning. Let's see. So your messages is the perfect storm, the courage to step into a new life. This is beautiful because your comfort zone is dissolving right now. The ocean dreams, but it awakens as fire, and your vision is becoming an embodiment. This is where the mystic becomes the pioneer. So there is something new that you're going to be forging after this cycle of introspection that you're going through. I just feel like there's something you're going to be discovering. I'm hearing this like a game plan or some kind of strategy or something. Even if this is like the courage, right, that you're mustering up right now, that you're coming into alignment with in order to expand your life. And an invitation to act now, the courage to step into a new life, sheltering from turbulence. When the perfect storm, and what did we talk about? Did I open up this reading saying something around this is the quiet before the storm? Yeah, this is the preparation, meeting an opportunity. When the perfect storm appears, it cautions for you to be ready for an exciting, if turbulent time. The winds are picking up, and you need to make sure that you are close to the eye of the storm, or you'll be buffeted by the gusts that may take you far from where you need to be. The key is to remain centered and balanced, and bear the witness to forces in building an intensity. Notice how the loose stuff is starting to fly around, and recognize how little of it you truly need. Let go of your thoughts, beliefs, and attitudes that clutter your heart and cloud your mind. Then the storm will be absolutely perfect for you. If you wonder what you might lose during the perfect storm, know that it's those things that you're most attached to that will be taken first. As if life were trying to unburden us from our righteous self-importance. Let it all go with the wind. The less you resist the change brought by the perfect storm, the happier that you'll be. Ride the winds to your next destination. Embrace the rain or snow. Remember that every time you try to argue with nature, you lose. The perfect storm can also call for you to seize the moment. There might be a great opportunity that you need to take advantage of. Here, time is of the essence. It may be gone shortly, so do not hesitate. Go ahead, bite off more than you can chew, and take the storm on in all of its terrifying greatness. Experiencing the fullness of life, you will succeed. So now the veil between worlds is very, very thin. You know, it's sometimes when Neptune is in Pisces, the boundaries between realms is extremely thin, and it's because of that, it's very easy to do two things. One is to get lost in a fantasy and not take any aligned action and just say, okay, spirit is going to work everything out for me, yet you're not aligning yourself in the physical, and there's a level of dissociation that happens and a lack of accountability. Or there is a level of not naiveness, but a level of divine surrender around, okay, I'm going to align myself in the physical, and why wouldn't it work? It's like it can happen kind of two ways, the way I see it. And there is such huge potential to ground something into reality right now. You know, it's, yeah, the angel of love, something that you love doing and act with that love because it's the highest frequency and vibration of all. So there's something about loving yourself through this next season of change and discovery. Okay, and then you have anxiety, which talks about the storm is almost over. Okay, you can see outside of the window how it is passing. So even though there could be anxiety, again, it's kind of loving that anxious version of you. We'll go ahead and read it, 18. Because this is all about storm energy, but it's the quiet before it, and you're going to experience it. But it's about what it brings on the other side, right? Because it's often a rainbow. The woman on this card, you know what it feels like? Things are being shaken up, right? Things are being shaken up right now. And this is what it is that you're discovering in the aftermath. It's like this beautiful reconnection with yourself, or reconnection with an intention that you had for this lifetime. So yeah, it can feel like a huge level of discomfort, but you can let go of your fear and worry. You're experiencing a time of increasing stress, perhaps even a situation that you find yourself brooding about. However, if you notice the scene outside the window, the storm is distant and perhaps even moving away. Whatever's going on, the card is telling you to release the worry and let yourself relax. Brooding and fretting will never solve things. So trust in yourself and your process. When you live with a relaxed heart and mind, you're far more likely to receive the solutions that you seek. The way that Spirit's showing it to me right now, hold on guys, let me just take off this incense. Okay, the way that Spirit's showing it to me right now is a wave, like an incoming wave, and you have a surfboard. You have the ability to utilize that surfboard, and it reminds you of the Three of Wands in this deck. So you're going to let that wave just crash over you, right? And you're going to brace for the wave, or the wave of change. And you're going to feel overpowered by it, or you're going to utilize the surfboard, and that's going to allow you to go the distance and enjoy the change more so. So you have the tool, is what I'm seeing. Like, you have the tool within you to surf this wave of change, but are you going to, there's almost like a saying, what would it be? Are you going to freeze? You know, is this like a fight or flight response that you're going to have? The Three of Wands is literally a quantum entangled state. It's about the law of attraction and somebody aligning themselves with the future. It's one step before something becomes tangible. You know, it's like a trip away. It's an answer away. It's a question away. It's a application away. It's something that somebody is drawing towards them through the action that they choose to take in the present moment, or they choose not to take. But it's like, are you going to crack under pressure? You know, that's almost like the energy that's coming through. Or are you going to embrace this wave? That's what it feels like, for sure. It's like, you know what you must do, but not everyone may like the answer to that answer that you're receiving. Not everyone may like the answer because it requires you to realize that your destiny is truly in your hands and it's not subject. I found it. I found the rainbow tourmaline card. I've been looking for that and I knew it was stuck in a deck somewhere. Okay, let's see. Yeah, the central sun. So self-trust, right? The central sun is the solar plexus, but it's like the main domain where you're able to streamline these abundant downloads for you to succeed, right? It's information in which you're receiving. But it talks about the old cannot, basically the new cannot emerge from the old ways of being or the old ways of thinking. In order to get places that you haven't gone before, you have to be willing to do things that you haven't done before. And this is about more of a sacred and aligned version of you who doesn't doubt themselves, who's always been with you, who's secretly observing the one who is doubting. And it's about self-trust. Okay, it's about confidence and the cultivation of, I'm hearing like the depth of a new relationship that you have with yourself, to feel grounded even amongst witnessing life kind of turn upside down right now. You know, the hanged man is literally looking at their life crumbling. Everything that they thought was true is being removed. There's a new understanding that they have where they're looking at their life from a complete new angle, a complete new perspective. So it is somebody who sees that when things are upside down, they're perfectly right. When it feels like things are chaotic, there is a cosmic secret ordering that's going on, right? To what may appear to be disorderly to the eyes of the human. They're being forced to look at life through the lens of the soul. And this is almost like a yellow light of the solar plexus, right? Through the lens of the confident self, the one who has trust in themselves to navigate any kind of terrain, whether it's familiar or unfamiliar. So yeah, I mean, home and safety is a feeling cultivated within, and it's not going to be cultivated through a familiar location or a familiar relationship or a familiar circumstance. Can you feel safe and secure and stable no matter what it is you're going through? And the Hanged Man is pretty much someone coming back to the 0 point in that way, where they're unaffected by the things that happen outside of them. They understand the higher meaning behind it all. They understand that they are the things outside of them, and also none of it simultaneously. So what are you orchestrating for yourself right now? That would be the question with this energy. What are you choosing to orchestrate? Let's get one more message and then we're going to close out. Come to the Edge. Come to the Edge talks about, come to the Edge is the only choice you have right now if you want to progress. Okay? Talks about making friends with the unknown. This is what this card is. 36. 36 says, courage, taking a leap of faith, overcoming fear, and accepting risk. Facing the unknown is the only choice you have right now if you want to progress. It's okay to be afraid. Now is the time to take the risk that may not feel calculated, to feel the exhilaration as you ready yourself for a leap of faith, which is literally the Hanged Man and the Fool card, right? Spirit is present, so let go of fear. You're being called to express your true self. Listen to your heart and soul and not your head. Come to the edge and discover that you can fly. So right now you're going to be guided in ways that the mind may be able to fully understand, but the heart knows the way. It's like your feet already know the way before your mind does. You must step into the unfamiliar so that you may find your miracles, right? And these are events that have really come to be. And as you walk this path, it's going to be a memory unfolding before you. So this can be a lot of different aspects in your life, but it's allowing courage to lead you in spite of your fears, not waiting for fear to be absent, but acting even in the presence of that fears, where you become greater than your mind, you become greater than your emotions, and you become greater than the physical. That's how you master the physical realm. So you don't need to know the exact form of what you're going for. The essence is far more important. Spirit has a way of delivering an even better version of prosperity than you could imagine. Take that step. The results will be amazing. So if there were a time for you to take a leap of faith into the unknown, it would be right about now. Okay, it's like, what time is it? Yeah, it's time to step into the unknown, okay, because that's where your full potential lies. The unknown is the only choice that you have. Come to the edge and you'll discover treasure beyond your wildest dreams. Would you dare? Truth or dare, guys? Let me know in the comment section down below. Truth or dare? If you chose truth, where are you getting in your own way? Let me know. If you chose dare, I dare you to become greater than your fear. I dare you to unlock your full potential. So, with that being said, I'm going to love any of you guys right there. If you're not already subscribed to the channel, do consider subscribing. I'd love to have you around. Personal reading details are also down below. And also check out Alter Spirit if you guys are looking for some high quality AA grade jewelry. They're a small family owned business that handcraft these beautiful gemstones that you can choose from. You have 2 discount codes available for that down below. And we're going to close out with one angel number message if you've made it to this point, 666, which is about reflection in the material realm. So this is about reviewing, revising, and reevaluating what it is that you need to actually align yourself with in the physical. When you allow time for reflection, you allow yourself to see where inner shifts are needed. It's time for you to look at your beliefs and ask, is this serving me, or is it time for me to release this? Reflect, refocus, and readjust. As I refocus on what serves my highest good, I feel myself shift into my higher self. Until next time, bye.